originally I was not going to talk about this whole Signalgate thing. When I first heard about it, I was just like, oh, they were using Signal to talk about what? Dumbasses. So I'm thinking somebody's going to get fired, or is this really that big a deal? Like, what did they say? Were there specifics? Did somebody get named that would be in danger? You're expecting war plans to be coordinates. I mean, that's what the journalist said it was. He said that he was invited to a group chat where people like our Secretary of Defense and our Vice President were talking about blowing up the Houthis. Listen, if this was a mistake, how many, I'll turn the other cheek on this and just be like, well, that was really stupid. And I hope whoever is responsible for it has been looked into to make sure that this is not nefarious and this is literally just incompetence. And then never use Signal for anything like that again. Ratcliffe said that Signal was already downloading the CIA's computer, and he is the CIA director, so I guess he didn't even question it, and they've just been having their chats on Signal, thinking, there are backdoors to get into this program. And the CIA, which is your division, Ratcliffe, you're the CIA director, are they trying to screw you, Ratcliffe? Are these your people going rogue? Because now I'm hearing from the journalist, he says that it's actually Mike Waltz and Mike Waltz's people that added him to the chat, to the group chat, where he was privy to all sorts of information about us bombing Yemen back in like March 11th. Okay, I appreciate that he took a while to publish all of this. Yeah, he waited until after we blew up an apartment building full of innocent people. Well, we wouldn't want to endanger our people. We would just allow innocent people to just be blown up. This is not what I voted for. I am not happy about this, and I think we're doing this. Like, I have no problem with Israel, okay? And no real problem with Europeans, but this Houthi thing is not our battle. This is like an Israel thing, or it's a Europe thing. Like, 3% of what we have trade-wise comes through that area. So really, how does that really affect us? We're just being we're not even a police officer. We're a bully. We're being their muscle. Here comes the United States. You better do what we say, because if you don't, we'll blow you up. That's the United States. That is what I voted against. And yet it's still happening. Now, Trump, are you being lied to? Is that why you're gung-ho about blowing people up or starting shit with yet another country when we already have, there's already enough on our plate, and the fear that, Trump is actually going to be on board with a war against Iran. I can't even, would the Democrats be this gung-ho about war? Would they be worse? I don't know. But I can't trust my government to tell me the truth. Mike Waltz, he was asked on Laura Ingraham, he said, oh, I didn't do it. It wasn't one of my staff. I don't even know this journalist. I don't have his number in my phone, so I don't know how it got added. I guess it's his word versus the journalist's word. I don't know, man. I mean, I think that there's also the possibility that this was done on purpose. It could be sabotage from the deep state, trying to make the Trump administration look bad, look incompetent, look war hungry. I don't know exactly, because if you read the messages, they actually seem kind of thoughtful. I don't mean thoughtful as in I mean before they went ahead and bombed all those people, you actually had some contrarian views. J.D. Vance was like, I don't agree with this. Joe Kent, he said, can we put this off? Does it have to be now? And Pete Hegseth's, his text message basically said, and this would be like justification for all Americans if they wanted to try to get us on board with this. He said, if we don't do it, no one else can. We're the only country that could do something about this. We're the only people that can do something about this, which got the rest of the people on board, psyched, ready to go and blow up this apartment complex full of people, because I guess it had one of the main Houthi, what are they? I don't even know. Are they one of the main Houthi military guys in it? And I guess that they hit the target and they did what they wanted to do. And I don't like that. And I'm not on board with it. It's going to take a lot to convince me that we should be involved in more civilian casualties. I now take the little victories, but this right here is a big loss. It's a big loss to everybody. That's trying to just say, let's take care of America. Let's make America great again and not mess up these other countries. Let's actually, you know what? Let's just leave them alone completely. So, is this a sabotage from the deep state to make Trump look bad, or possibly they'll have reason to impeach him should they win the midterms that are coming up sooner than you think? Or was this even more nefarious? I find this particular theory to be even more nefarious. What if within Trump's administration, there's actual strife. Maybe there's a older conservative neocon side of MAGA versus the more reluctant to start things and want to kind of just like stay out of it version of MAGA. I think that one version of MAGA within the company might not actually be very MAGA, might be more neocon, might be more uniparty. And who did the uniparty and the deep state have the most problem with as far as Trump appointees? Yeah, they didn't like RFK, they did not like Cash, but they especially did not like Tulsi. Who does this fall on? Who are the CIA and the NSA? Who are the, what big umbrella does this all fall under as far as who's in charge? Tulsi Gabbard, the director of national intelligence, the person that was actually in the group chat when this whole Mike Waltz thing went down. It could be somebody trying to get Tulsi out. And I think that is, I really hope that is not the case. We'll see. It does kind of feel like in some ways they're really trying to kind of push it off to like a Tulsi thing. Maybe I'm just seeing things that aren't there. Maybe I'm just paranoid, but you know, I really like Tulsi. I want her to stay in her position. And if I think about and I don't want to be gaslighting, but if I think about everything the Biden administration did to embarrass us or show us how incompetent they were, whether it was one of the cabinet members continuously stealing women's clothes off of planes and actually wearing some of the one-of-a-kind styles so that we could find him after the third time of him doing it. That was one of their guys. Were they embarrassed about that? No. Let's invite more LGBTQ plus IA, whatever, second generation, I don't even know, million genders. Let's invite them to the White House lawn and we'll celebrate by flashing our implants as trans females. But we should be embarrassed about this Signal thing. We should be totally embarrassed about it. Actually, there's just so much egg on my face. Like, people should be fired. Everyone should be fired. That's how the Democrats see it. I wouldn't be surprised if they somehow spin this into some sort of like impeachment attempt. I don't know. I don't know what's up their sleeves, but it just kind of feels like this is not that big a deal, but it's being blown up by the Dems. And if it is a big deal, it's just somebody's being stupid, or somebody's screwing someone over, or sabotage. Is it sabotage? Is it stupidity? Or did they do it on purpose so that the American people would know all about what was going on with Yemen? And they just kind of like sprinkled a little bit of it just to see what our reactions would be. Well, my reaction is very negative to this. I don't think it's justified. I don't think that you have justified it, Trump administration. And if this was your way of releasing the information that we attacked people in Yemen, it's cowardly. Look us in the face and say, hey, MAGA, we told you that we don't want war. We're trying to pull out of war. But right now we're at a situation where our allies really need us. And we have to be there for them because we are the only country that's capable of doing this. Well, how would people feel about that? They probably feel the same way. I'm not happy. But at least this would be an administration with the balls to tell us the truth.